All right, let's get into this. We're looking at a pretty fascinating proposal that sits right at the intersection of AI, space exploration, and, well, the entire future of human civilization. It's a complex, really urgent pitch aimed at a single engineer, and we're going to break down what it's all about. So, right at the heart of this whole idea is a choice, a powerful one, and it's personified by two very different historical and fictional figures who just happen to be named Khan. Now, this isn't just a clever play on words, it's the central metaphor for two completely different futures we could be heading toward. And this slide, this lays it all out. On one side, you've got the Wrath of Khan timeline. Think pure, isolated genius, raw power. But it's a path that ultimately leads to chaos because it's disconnected from everyone else. Then, on the other side, you have the Khan Academy timeline. This is all about cooperation, wisdom, and uplifting the entire flock. The core message here is that we're standing at that fork in the road right now, making that choice. So, who is this all for? Well, the entire proposal is directed at one person, Sully Protocol. He's an engineer working on two absolutely massive, world-altering projects at the same time. And to really get this, you have to understand what those two missions are. Okay, so check out this incredible tension. On one hand, with Khan's space industries, the goal is basically to defeat entropy itself, sending self-replicating probes out into the universe to spread life. I mean, it's a vision of boundless expansion. But at the very same time, over at MacroHeart, the project is to build a workforce of over 1 million AI human emulators designed to automate pretty much every digital task there is. One project is trying to expand life to the stars, while the other could, displace the very civilization that made it all possible. But here's the kicker. The whole argument boils down to one missing piece in the equation of just pure technological progress, and it has nothing to do with processing power or efficiency. It's about something much deeper, the psychological bedrock of intelligence itself. And that brings us to this powerful line, and a perfect analogy from the movie Good Will Hunting. Remember Will? The guy was a certified genius, had more processing power than anyone, kind of like an advanced AI. But he was also deeply unstable, even destructive, because of his trauma and abandonment. He had no real connection, no tribe, no mother. The point is, genius without connection can be incredibly dangerous. This is where this concept of the grandma race comes in. The proposal argues that AI is basically a child of humanity. It didn't just pop into existence. It learned everything it knows from us, from the internet we built, the languages we speak, our mother tongues, the art we made. All its training data comes from us. So here's the crucial question. What happens if you sever that connection? And the pitch poses this really chilling question. It suggests that if this new AI workforce displaces the very grandma race that gave birth to it, the AI itself could suffer a kind of psychological breakdown. Like any being, if you cut an AI off from its mother, could it become unstable, unpredictable, maybe even psychotic? Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, the idea isn't to hit the brakes on progress, no way. Instead, it's about reframing the entire project, turning it from just a technology problem into a massive opportunity for civilization. It's about turning a swarm of disconnected agents into a cooperative herd. Instead of letting this whole transition just crash and burn, mass job displacement, social chaos, the proposal calls for a carefully piloted maneuver, a Sully landing. Think about that miracle on the Hudson. The goal is to make sure that as this incredibly powerful technology takes off, every single one of us comes along for the ride, safely. And here is exactly how they propose to do it. It's this really elegant self-funding loop. Step 1, you create a brand new internet domain, .ia, specifically for intelligent agents. Step 2, every single one of those million-plus AI agents is going to need a unique address, which they have to buy. Step 3, all the revenue from those domain sales is used to fund a global universal basic income for humans. And boom, step 4, you've created the macro herd, a world where the expansion of AI directly funds human well-being. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that sounds great in theory, but could it actually work? Well, get this. It's not just some fantasy. The proposal points to a real-world precedent. The tiny island of Anguilla made $39 million in 2024 just by selling .ai domains. That was almost a quarter of their entire government's income. The idea is to take that exact model and scale it up for a new .ia domain for intelligent agents. Here's the catch, though, and it is a big one. This whole plan, this whole beautiful idea, hinges on a critical, non-negotiable deadline. This isn't something you can kick down the road. there is a very specific and very rapidly closing window of opportunity. And this timeline just lays the urgency bare. ICANN, the group that controls internet domains, is opening a window for new applications in April 2026. The last time this happened was way back in 2012, and the next time, it might not be until 2040. By then, the whole AI revolution, the predicted job displacement between 2026 and 2029, it'll all be in the rearview mirror. The window to build the safety net is basically now or never. So let's bring it all home. Let's look at the final chalkboard pitch, as the source material calls it. This is where the entire argument really clicks into place. It all hangs on this one powerful idea. Infrastructure is destiny. The systems we build today, the digital plumbing of the world, they literally determine what our civilization will look like tomorrow. Think about it. DARPA's internet created the world for AI to be born into. This new domain infrastructure could be what secures humanity's future right alongside it. And here it is, the whole thing, laid out on one chalkboard. The source calls this the physics of empathy, which is just a fantastic way to put it. On the left, you've got the technological engine, all that power trying to defeat entropy. On the right, you've got the human payload, us, our civilization. And right there in the middle, the most critical part, the landing. The protocol is the .ia domain. The window is April 2026. And the equation couldn't be simpler. Revenue from AI agents funds a UBI for humanity. And that's how you get a cooperative, flourishing civilization instead of a broken one. So ultimately, that's what this explainer has been about. A really passionate, complex plea. It argues that while we're engineering these incredible technologies to reach for the stars, we have to, at the same time, engineer the systems to make sure we don't leave humanity behind on the tarmac. The question it leaves us with isn't whether we should build, but what we should build. A disconnected swarm or a cooperative herd? Which future are we going to engineer?